Welcome to Billy Review Stuff, where I review stuff. Today I'm looking at the Bootleg Atlas Destroyer. Um, it's from AliExpress. Originally, it was made by Robot Spirits, Tamashii Nations, Bluefin, all that stuff. Now it is a $22 bootleg, and I would not pay more than that on AliExpress. And yeah, I think this figure fits in nicely with my Jaeger collection because I have some original Jaegers and I have some other bootlegs too. So I think it looks good with them. So that's one tick in the box. But let's see how well this guy moves because again, it is a bootleg, and of course, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it might be worth 22 bucks. Let's find out. Now, the paint job on Atlas Destroyer from a foot away, like this video started out, looks fairly decent. Up close, there are some imperfections. Like on this one, I got some paint out here. It's not too great on the emblem on his chest. You could also say that's weathering, so hey, you can explain it away a little bit. There's some overspray. I mean, things that kind of happen on not bootleg figures, so you can't quite. I mean, like there's some where it's like, oh man, this was yellow and you did that. You kind of missing spots. Things you could touch up if you wanted to, but if you just had where you stuck them on the shelf, he wouldn't look bad from the normal 12 inches away or so. Articulation on Atlas Destroyer. Now, this figure has all the articulation the actual figure has, but like it he has the kind of ball joint at the head and the twist at the top. He can look so far to the left, so far to the right. He didn't have where he could really look up. He can look down some. It's more just back and forth and a little bit, a little attitude right there. He has great shoulders because he has that ball joint in the torso, the ball joint at the shoulder there, the twist at the top of the bicep, the double elbow, which is really neat. And then he has the ball at the wrist, and he has where he has the swappable hands. And let's just make sure these don't suck at swapping. And it should be easy. Oh, thank goodness. And it is easy. Thank goodness. Because I was a little worried because when we get over to this arm, he has that swappable prong cool arm thing. In order to swap this, you definitely need to dip this in hot water to swap out on that ball joint because this has where it's just cast in like that hard plastic, and it does not have like any give when it's at room temperature. So heat this up to pop that on there. It itself has like good articulation. It can flip up. It has a twist at the bicep. And then also it's got where these are all hinged, which is really neat. You can remove the peg in the center to put in that like whip effect there, that kind of like dart thing. And it's also made of a hard plastic, so it'll stay rigid and it'll look good, but I wouldn't like drop it or anything or have where you put like weight on that. But it looks cool. It has where it works, so that's a thing. But putting that aside and getting back to Atlas Destroyer's articulation here, same on the right arm there. He has a ball in his chest. He has a ball down here, and you can like pop this out to get more like range of motion there, and then you can just pop it back in to his pelvis area there. It's shown in the box. When you get down to his legs have where they got a lot going on because like it has that ball in there, so it makes his hip a drop down hip. He's got a ball on the hip. He has a twist at the hip because it's also a ball. So this is like crazy. I was like, this is an astounding amount of articulation in the hip. I appreciate it. When you get down to his knees, he has where he has double knees on both legs. One of my legs had where it was kind of like froze up, but I was able to unfreeze it by just kind of like moving it a little bit. I wasn't afraid of breaking it. But yeah, like those knees are insane. Now, the only complaint that I have for this figure is when you get down to the ankles, because it has where it's like a double ball, it's double barbell. So it has where it's a ball here and a ball here in the foot. And like it's you can get a lot of range out of it. It's a lot of movement because it is a long, skinny barbell, but butt. I think a little bit of polyurethane in that ball joint will help because they are a little loose, but not like terribly loose. So I can be like, there he is, and he's standing. He's doing good. He's up. But like I can be like, hey, and he's down. So yeah, just a little polyurethane in that ball, probably right here. It just feels like that one's the looser one, but I'd probably put it in both, maybe even at the lower ankle down here, just to get a little bit more friction, a little bit more hold. But that's it. That's fantastic. He does have a hole in his crotch for a stand there, and we'll see how that stand works because he did come with a stand package separately. So we'll mess with this next. And the stand he came packaged with is as good as any other kind of like Bandai or any kind of stand that I've ever dealt with that was officially labeled. Of course, it does need like the screws tightened a little bit, but just find your little tiny itty bitty screwdriver, also unlabeled, mine is, and you're good. So, stands decent. So, do I think you need to pick up the AliExpress bootleg Atlas Destroyer Jaeger? I gotta say, for $32 ship, I'd rather pay that than pay $100 for the official one because, again, the only issues I have with this really are those kind of loose ankle joints, and that's it. And it's not even like really bad. It's just like a little touch up that I can fix with like a little polyurethane. That's it. That's all. It's a little hard to put on the clawed arm unless you heat up the plastic on the ball joint there. Not something I'm not used to with other figures from other lines. If you had any inkling or want to have Atlas Destroyer in your collection, pick them up because this figure's good. You're saving like $70, and I don't think at anytime soon they're gonna do an official re-release, or I don't think any other company's gonna pick up the Pacific Rim, the black line, and be like, you know what, we need to make Atlas Destroyer, even though like we are getting really good Jaegers from other companies right now. It may be a while before this ever happens, but tell me what you think down in the comments below. Have you picked this figure up? Did you have the original? What do you think? Were you on the fence? Were you thinking about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.